My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slice and Dice. This is the start of the third loop for our Blurst run here. We have Treasure Seeker, so we have loot mode effectively on, +1 to item quality, +1 to item slots for each character. Bolt Spell, the 5 damage spell that we are going to be using very consistently over the course of this run, as well as Jeweled Chalice, giving us at the start of the first 4 turns +1 mana each. On each of the turns, not for each of the characters, that is. Lucky Start. The first turn, +2 rerolls. I do really quite like the first turn, get +2 rerolls. We also have Middle Shield. All heroes have self-shield on their middle side. That is just... it's pretty damn effective. I almost feel like I'm treating extra rerolls as a crutch. But it could also give us the ability to use more cantrips, and I love cantrips. You know what? Chaos mode. Random. I Clay. Okay. Copy the other items equipped on this hero. We have a permanent item here. The fact that we have 3 item slots maybe makes this ridiculous, because it can copy 2 items at the same time. If those 2 items both just give, you know, small extra additional stat adjustments, that's already enough. 1 mana from Mystic's good enough. Oh, right, I forgot. I'm using hotkeys now. All those are fine. Defender, you want to continue pushing that roll, though. And again with Mage. Hey, very nice. Okay, generate as much mana as we can at the very start, and now I have Bolt to be able to take out the Wisp. Unfortunately, the defender can't defend themselves. Yeah, I'll just get the boar 2 HP away from dead here. Should be damn trivial to finish him off, and in fact it is. Alright, Dabble strikes, and then so does the Brigand. 3 rats to Goblin. We are offered Spellblade and Sparky. Sparky does come with the spell for 3 mana, kill an enemy with 4. But Spellblade comes with the spell Imbue, +1 to target's damage sides this turn. Obviously has their own damage mana gain sides, has their own copycat side. I really like the idea of taking Spellblade here. They also do have a poison side, which is pretty impactful in boss fights. I don't really need poison in a fight that's not going to last as long as that, though. Mystic, heal and mana is your second best space, so we'll take that. Brigand, attack and defend at the same time is great for you. Defender, that's a really good space for you as well. Maybe I do want poison this turn. Copycat. I could use Copycat for mana gain, so I could effectively treat this as a mana gain side. Yeah, I'm fine with that. So we get the mana gain by casting the Mystic's ability first. Let's attack the rat on the top line. Mage generates mana. Defender defends the Spellblade. Brigand follows up on the rat. So with all of this, I can murder the rat on the top line and the... Actually, if I don't murder the goblin with this hit, the goblin will then kill the brigand in response. Although I guess I could have also just defended the brigand earlier. I'll play through this line. Rats will go down either way. Speaking of the rats going down either way, the brigand can use and exert this fight, certainly. That plus the defender is already enough for a kill, and in fact, we have enough for both of these kills. Defender takes out the rat on the top line, and the mage just scrounges enough mana to take out the final rat. Leather gloves and powdered mana. So unfortunately, neither of these are dupable. A couple of the other equipped items on this hero. Yeah, none of these double their effect in any meaningful way. The leather gloves are also going to be very, very difficult to utilize. Only really capable of comboing with another item, because otherwise we have blank spaces in the end there. I almost want to take a random tier 2 here just to see if I can possibly get something that's worth doubling. Buckler is a really, really, like... Buckler is a very, very powerful shield here. I'm more than happy to have Buckler instead of something like a tower shield. Do I want to burst out the gate with instantaneous damage here from the Brigand? I think so. Spellblade and Mystic. Actually, I'll also have the Defender take this damage just in case this ends up being relevant. I'm gonna imbue our Spellblade. So that means that the Brigand and the Defender and the Spellblade can slay the wolf just themselves. Okay. Mystic heals Brigand on the lowest HP. Yeah, I think I will follow up with bolting the wolf and then bursting them as well. Just leaving the archer up against the rest of our team. I mean, we did have the kill with the previous set, but let's do it a lot faster with a single bolt there and only a single dice of ours used. Brute and Cleric. So the Brute has the ability to self-shield quite effectively here. The Defender, I mean, the Defender is our tier 1 Grey class. They really shouldn't influence who I take for my tier 2 yellow. I was about to say I should probably wait for a tier 2 yellow that has some scrapper sides. Some steel sides, like the Scrapper, rather. I consider them Scrapper sides because the Scrapper is the best density of them. Cleric. You can heal on turn 1, that's quite effective. You also have the ability to cleanse targets, it's pretty good. Brute being able to stun targets is actually going to get even more impactful. Yeah, I think I underestimate how powerful stunning is. And I still think it's very powerful. That's the key to it all. Okay, Spellblade, yeah, I think I will go with poison on the troll. Brute, yeah, you will also generate damage this turn. What I'm looking for is enough mana to just blow up the bones, ideally. Ouch. I should have been more realistic. Wow. Yeah, that's the mage dead. Like, I cannot prevent the bones from attacking at this point. Oh boy. Okay, Ari, the key bindings, I think I'm mostly gonna focus on using them in situations where I'm doing repetitive actions and lean to the mouse for the rest of the time. Should just make it a little easier to follow. Okay. That's there, just keep setting the troll up. 6 HP left on him. We've got enough for a single bolt, so 1 damage afterwards is enough. Rain of Arrows and Abacus. Again, unfortunately, 2 items that I don't really care about duplicating. I guess the Abacus is slightly better to duplicate. Shift your entire middle row across by 1. Also, you know, combos with more items. Start of the second turn, shield 1 to all enemies. Heavy dice. I'm taking the start of the second turn, shield 1 to all enemies. And Abacus. So, if I use the Abacus twice on the Defender, then I can give you the shield bloodlust in a free space. Hell yeah. I guess I could also give it to the Mystic instead. Similarly. I'm not going to, but I could. Brute rolls the ability to immediately stun here. That's the ability to prevent the slate from even having a turn. I think we have to take advantage of that. We do manage to get enough mana generation here to take out one of the targets on the field. Let's imbue the mana so that we can bolt the barrel, taking out the goblin as well as dealing some damage to the slate. And then I'll stun the slate, preventing all of its outcome of damage. I'd happily go for another stun this round, but I will lock the Mystic and Defender's defensive sides there. Brute does not roll towards the stun, unfortunately. Let's get some mana generation now, the Spellblade. Actually, hang on. Brute needs to attack first, because I can take out the armor as well as 1 pip of health. Just a wee bit more efficient. I think here I'll even just go for the double burst and wait for the slate to run away in the next round. Monk and Disciple. Disciple with decent mana generation for our red class. Unfortunately, the spell is Glow. Replace blank sides with heal and shield 3 this turn. Something I would not really want that much. I'm going to take the Monk. Noting that the Brute has the ability to self-defend, the Monk is now a little bit more powerful of a choice for us. I mean, I can give them exactly the same toolkit, though. So no problems there. Up against 2 Pseudals and a Crone. Hey, don't target my Spellblade heavily at the very start. Well, actually, wait. I assumed that multiple people had to be targeting the Spellblade there, but actually what's happened is the Crone has rolled max damage, the Pseudal has rolled max damage, and the other Pseudal has also rolled max damage. So... yikes. Brute rolls 3 damage for a target of choice. Push the roll. I'll have the Monk take the hit on themselves. Mage takes the largest amount of mana they can generate. Mystic, I want you to heal and shield the Monk. If I imbue an attack, I end up just short of being able to take out both Pseudal. Monk can take the damage away from the Spellblade. Yeah, unfortunately I end up just short. I don't need to imbue this turn then. Because if I just roll imbue, I still have the ability to kill that Pseudal. And just maintain a little bit of extra mana for the next turn. A little bit more flexibility. Think of the mana. Ooh, brutal damage from the Brute. So to be expected. 3 damage for the Crone. Just finish that target off. We'll imbue for the Spellblade, setting up for another bolt for the kill. Hissing Ring and Harpoon again! Can I get something that can actually be doubled in some way significantly? Maybe the early tier items just don't really lend themselves towards that. I know some of them would, though. So far, Harpoon, I guess, appeals the most here. Not often going to be something that I would prefer, though. I could even take the Hissing Ring and just give that to the Spellblade. Replace their poison side. I think I'm going to take the random tier 4 in hopes that we get something more impactful. We do not. I'll give the mage the ability to shield 2 and growth as well as 1 mana growth. Jinx-F has currently got the top and bottom heroes. If they've gained no shields this turn, taking twice as much damage. So let's get the mage to guarantee that they get some shields this turn. Monk also shielding the Spellblade on the top to prevent the weakness from the quartz. Looks like a good play to me. Alright. I'll keep the 2 of them on the field. I also have the ability to just immediately kill the Jinx-F, which I guess I should just do. There you go. And I'll even imbue the Poison Strike against Quartz here. Only 2 damage required. All 1 mana. Well, actually not 1 mana, because they've got an extra armor at the moment. Faye and Glacier. Unfortunately, Faye is now missing one of her best spaces. Does not have the second copy of Heal Boost. Glacier here, however, does still have shield 1 mana gain, still has the ability to weaken targets. We are about to go against Belle, who does have the ability to summon imps. Weaken is pretty important to me. I'll be taking Glacier here, and we'll pass the Terrarium over to Mystic. Mystic has got her second best side. I would really like to lock that. Okay. Brute, could you... I was going to ask if you could stun, but now that you can, I'm kind of intimidated by attempting to use it. Let's see how well I could utilize it. So, deal 2 damage to the bones in the top line. We can have 1 Bloodlust active. Like, heal the Brute and bolt the Fanatic. I'm trying to find if there's any line where I stun the Fanatic this turn. I think not. I don't think I want the stun then. It's the only side I didn't want. Oof. I mean, we definitely have to take out the bones. No ifs, ands about that one. Actually, if I go for 2 damage against the Belle and then bolt the bones, we can get 2 targets damaged on the field so that I can defend for significantly more. Okay. Glacier has no health, but we'll keep her alive with something else, I think. Yeah, there we go. Heal the mana. Second best side for you. Glacier. Take your best side as well. We do have the ability here to weaken the Belle by 2, preventing all of their outcoming damage. As long as I can keep the Mystic alive this turn, I'll feel pretty good. Which is increasingly looking difficult. Right. There we go. I can actually just straight up murder the Fanatic before they even take their own action. Invalidate the damage from the Belle this round. Another round of trying to keep Glacier alive. I'm ready for it. Brute has 6 health, Belle has 12. Yeah, I can stun that Belle. It's 1 damage, then 5 damage, then stun something on equal or less max HP. Tanked. +1 to all sides for each stack of poison on you, or duck. Add echo to the 2 right sides. Again, 2 right sides is kind of difficult. Well, I guess it just makes the shield and growth sides both take the capacity of whatever else happens to get handed to them. We don't really have large capacity sides here. Got 3s from the monk. I almost prefer the idea of trying to push the heal and shield 1 and heal 1 over 2 with the abacus and the clay, and then duck them. But I'm going to take the random tier 5. I'm still looking for things that'll come. Oh, wow. That's not super helpful for us. Revive on 3 HP. I will take Sack of Mana. Replace the middle column with a blank, 4 mana, and blank. Do I really want to do that to Glacier? Oh, actually, I think I prefer to do it to the Mystic here. Yeah. Yeah, right, I'm back on board. Now it seems like a good idea to me. Okay, we haven't got many people targeting the same units on board. If I use Imbue, I can definitely get I can definitely get one of the targets down this turn. Interesting. Okay, so Monk defends the Mystic, and then the Brute. 1 second. So I've got Imbue, I've got Burst, and I've got Bolt. So Burst and Bolt kills that. And then Imbuing the Brute gives me the ability to deal 4 damage to this chest, killing it. So I get both items after this combat. Now, just one of them needs to be clay dupable for me to feel very happy about what just went down, what had just transpired. Not many targets targeting the same person at the moment, unfortunately. Brute, yeah, sure. Do as much damage as you can. I desperately need to start taking out these graves, obviously. So I feel like doing 5 damage to a single target immediately via the bolt is pretty effective. But it doesn't really help me take out the graves. Mystic, you targeted the right person. Except I can keep the Mystic alive by killing the bones on the bottom line, so I really want to redirect away from the Spellblade here. So then we bolt the bones on the bottom line. Gonna deal 1 damage to that grave as well. And then do enough damage to kill the bones on the top line, so I'm not really taking any damage this turn. 1 to the monk. Obviously the enemies are still summoning consistently, but now they don't have the ability to defend themselves at the very start of the turn. Look, we don't have much going for us right now. I'll take whatever I can get. My mana generation is just so slanted. It's basically like, do I roll the Mystic side? Y/N? Honestly, Glacier, you just preventing the Grave from summoning a Bones as well as removing one hit from it, great, incredible. Beautiful, wonderful, and wondrous. Full mana from the Mystic, incredible. Brute, you have the ability to stun a target, that's also pretty big. So if I bolt the Bones in the bottom line and then follow up with 1 damage to the Grave next to it. Let's have the Monk redirect an effect towards themselves. Glacier, you can prevent... the summon of the second. I almost want to prevent poison with this effect. Yeah, Brute. You stop that poison from coming out against the Monk. We don't know how long we're really going to be here just yet. I hope not much longer. But who knows? Finally, we have a turn where the field doesn't get larger. It's good to see that we can still have those. Not much density of targeting from the enemies here, unfortunately making Repel not particularly effective in this fight, where it often can be. Okay. Let's... Bolt of Bones. Just continue to make sure that it is gone. No more summoning, save for the Imp. Thank heck for this Monk's giant defensive space. Very, very helpful consistently here. Brute, if you attack first, you have the ability to avoid any spikes on the enemies by attacking that Bones on the top line. That has to be the worst management possible of the turn, right? Like, hang on. There's a version of this that kills multiple people on field, right? Something like that. So it doesn't kill multiple people on field, but it does set up very easily for multiple kills next turn. And frankly, I count that. Wooden armor. +2 max HP, -1 to all sides. That's our random reward. We also get the Friendship Bracelet, +2 to empty max HP, and Monsters Flee if you have 5 times as much HP as them instead of 10 times. Vampire and Druid. A little bit more access to AoE via that Druid. I do like that. Do I want AoE self-healing? Is that the world I want to live in? My tier 2 characters do have a little bit more max HP than typical. The Vampire would also be able to slightly supplement the damage from our other classes. Most of our damage really comes from our spells at the moment. We'll take the Druid. Sakamane. Anyone want that? I mean, the Terrarian can definitely go on Spellblade at this point, or Glacier. Either or is quite comfy with it. In fact, I will give Glacier the 4 mana as well. I do kind of want to give the friendship bracelet to someone and dupe it, but I don't need to dupe it necessarily. Because it won't dupe the minimizing effect of, you know, monsters flee twice as fast. Just give 2 more empty max HP. Sure. Big redirect to self-monk there. Great. How long of a fight do I really need to set in for here? I'm going to be pessimistic about it. Wow, Spellblade really having a tough time that turn. Okay, so I can deal 5 damage to a target. We'll deal that immediately to the corpse on the top line, and then kill the bones next to it. In doing so, also killing the corpse. Glacier, I will need mana from you next turn, so I will have the monk redirect the weakening strike from the corpse to itself. Druid's 2 mana is good enough for us. No, we'll have to push through you anyway. Monk, just redirect the Spellblade's damage to yourself and we'll all be fine. Nice. 5 to the courts. Ooh, actually, we can even finish this one off. Goodbye, Sniper. Twisted Flax. Okay, I can dupe Twisted Flax now. Finally. Also, Tentacle adds Repel to the 2 right sides, -2 max HP. I mean, I could give the Druid Tentacle. I do like the idea of that. Twisted Flax is also +1 to the top. If I'm replacing the middle... So it wouldn't go on Glacier. I guess Glacier could hold this as well as the Clay in order to get 3 shield and 3 mana. Well, I guess the Spellblade could hold it. Do I have the Hissing Ring still? Did I? No, I got rid of the Hissing Ring. That wasn't for me. Oh, wow. Actually, yeah, I'm taking Twisted Flax, and I'm changing how we deal with the buckler situation. I'm just gonna give that to the monk straight up. I think it still is better than that space for you. Then Abacus, you move over that 2 times. So now I'm not even giving a negative to anything. The Twisted Flax is just giving +2 to the mana gain. Why is Copycat B? Ah, right. I duplicate the Abacus first, and then I get the Twisted Flax afterwards. And it'll still be duplicated because the Clay does not need to follow it in order to dupe it. Great sides for this Spellblade right now. Jinx-F, Feudal, and Imp. Come on, Spellblade, don't let me down. Brute, yeah, I'll happily take the ability for you to stun the right target. Mana from the Druid's totally appropriate still. Oh, right, of course. If Glacier doesn't gain any shields this round, then damage is doubled on them. That's what's occurring here from Jinx-F. That reminds me. So thankfully, I just immediately avoid that. I'm just gonna get the Brute to stun the Imp. I almost wanted to immediately kill the Feudal, but I don't need to. I'm gonna weaken the Jinx-F, preventing 10 damage across the party as well as imbue so that I can poison you by 2. I'll die at the end of the round even without my intervention right now. Thank Thank you, Spellblade. I was wondering if you were ever going to roll that really, really spicy side we set you up with. Because it works so damn well when you do. Damn it. Wait, twin? The twin gets a copy of the items is the thing. So a twin that has 2 items and clay could be ridiculous. I'm taking twin. I want to see what I can do here. I mean, you know, let's give you the growth sides, obviously. I think that's pretty easy. I think we can also give you the shield bloodlust side. I think we can also give you the empty max HP. I don't think they care about having the flax and the abacus and the clay just yet. I think we just give them more usable sides. Well, the likelihood of rolling the extra mana on them seems a lot higher. They either settle for a growth side or continue rolling possibly for the mana. I like that. Okay. Rotten a bunch of bones. 2 mana from the lace is good. I do need to heavily defend at least 1 target in the glacier, depending on how many bones I manage to take down. Unfortunate yikes kind of across the board there with the rest of our results. I could use 1 damage to all enemies in order to set up a huge bloodlust here, and I think I will. Let's use that to defend the Spellblade. And then the twin and the brute. So 1 damage to all enemies on the field there when, you know, all of them are bones. Still pretty good. Oh my god. 4 mana on the twin, 2 mana on the druid, 3 mana on the Spellblade. Oh, and the weaken for the rotten who's otherwise trying to poison us here. I'll take the mana on the twin with the growth side, and brute, you do only manage to roll damage at the end of all this. So Spellblade rolls 3 damage to a single target. I do 1 damage in AoE, 1 damage in AoE, and then 1 more damage in AoE. We only end up with 2 bones on the bottom line. Standing alone by themselves next to a rotten. Pretty comfortable with these outcomes. Even have enough mana next turn already to do the 1 damage AoE. Brutal. Goodbye, rotten. Wand of Stun and the Pocket Mirror. Can you give me, like, dupable items, please? I keep asking. Wand of Stun, replace the middle use with stunned enemy. The middle side with stunned enemy, single use. And there's also Pocket Mirror. Copy the left side onto the rightmost side. Both of these are good. I'm taking random tier oh. I mean, add decay 2 times to all sides? Interesting. I mean, that's kind of cool. +2 and decay to all sides there. Tower. All huge enemies get +3 max HP. I will give them that. I mean, honestly, I kind of just want to give this to the Spellblade, have them have 5 mana decay sides. What if we took the sack of mana off the twin? What about some version where you have a bunch of shield 3 sides with decay, as well as these kind of growth and shield sides at the same time? They're kind of onerous to defend is the problem, the two twins there. Takes a lot of my defensive actions to just do that. I get very little back in return. Some mana sometimes. No, I really do prefer the ridiculous Spellblade here. Hang on. A decay and +1 to all sides. Change the middle column. How am I getting an extra +1 on the poison by inverting these two? Surely that shouldn't have any effects. So the +1, -1, +1 is now occurring by base. And then clay is occurring. So duping the effect of the flax. And then at the end, the mushroom is occurring, +1 to everything, and then the clay is doing it. So I think I'm minusing 2 from something that only has 1. It's bottoming out at 0. And then adding 2 at the very end with the mushroom. Which makes this so much better for the Spellblade, because it means I don't even give up on my poison side being good. Yeah, absolutely that's staying with you. +1 max HP to, sure, the Spellblade. They'll utilize that the best, I think. Sorry, not the Spellblade, the Brute. Oh my god. They're really thinking of killing all our targets this turn, aren't they? Brute, obviously, you don't want to deal direct damage to the target there. Druid, there's better sides you can roll, but 2 mana is still pretty good for you. I mean, obviously, hilariously, we will take 5 mana. Okay. So I'm actually imbue for 6 damage mana gain decay, kill the ghost in a single hit, then I will roll the weaken spell and also this weaken on the spiker, preventing an outcome of 18 damage, 3 damage to 6 heroes. Brute. You can attack the spiker because you can avoid the spikes in return, and I'll just throw a bolt at that spiker as well. We lose 1 mana in the process. Thank you for the ridiculous mana back. I mean, do I have anything I really want to copycat from other people with the Spellblade at the moment? I think not. I guess we can have a mana gain side if we lock the Glacier as well. Go. Two bolts takes out both on the field at that time, leaving us with just the roulette and the witch here. Oh. Roulette would have some sick cantrips. Oh, but the cantrips would also decay every time they're rolled. Well, but 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 damage. Still really good. Witch has the ability to generate a dense amount of mana. Unfortunately, her heal is very inefficient when you have slow spells, such as we do. We can't cast that many spells in a single turn. Literally a total of 3 maximum. I kind of want to take her just because she has access to a weaken. So I think for that reason I will. The Bloodlust side, I think it's now time not to use that. I think we've grown beyond it at this point. Hydra and Sniper, both heavily targeting our Brute immediately. The Brute can do some self-defense. Yeah, Which, you take an instance of damage here, actually. I think that'll be more important. So... 1, 2... 3, 4, and 5 kills the Hydra, and then I can just take out the sniper myself. Generate a bunch of mana, but don't need it for anything. Hey, here's something we're looking for. Standard! Yellow heroes only, +1 to all sides. That's the kind of thing you put a GD clay next to. It's also sushi. Place left side with game 2 rerolls cantrip. We can't get roulette again because we've already gone past that possibility. I mean, sushi could just go on the brute right now. Basically every character with an abacus and sushi immediately just gets another usable side. Also, actually, sushi on the 2 twins. That's a lot of extra rerolls, actually, that I get per round with just that. That's like a very large effective amount of rerolls. I don't know what my yellow character is going to upgrade into, so I don't know if the standard dupe is going to be what I actually want. I'm going to take the cantrips here. Burning Blade, replace the left side with 4 damage, -2 max HP. First aid kit for some healing and some twin daggers. I think not on all of this. Twin daggers would give the twins the ability to do something with their top and bottom side, but I don't think it's going to be worth the additional fight we'd have to take there. Twin. Seems totally appropriate to me. They're largely just assisting the rolling of mana. They're allowing everyone else to push just a little bit further. I'm gonna take 1 target down, 2 targets down. Actually, 1 and 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 off of the board this turn easily. Don't need more mana after this as well. Which actually I will take your weaken there. So it's the bottom twin as well as Glacier that are dying this turn. So let's kill the folk that are targeting them most heavily. Beauty. And then the folk that are doing the most damage. And then the folk that are doing the damage to the most vulnerable targets. Seems a good sorting of priorities right there. Hey, we got him to run away. Dancer versus Eccentric. Eccentric, Eccentric deeply unfortunately here, missing their descending strike. Right blank has completely muted them. We have Dancer here though. Cantrips and rerolls. Unfortunately has the 1 damage to all enemies rampage pain side. I don't really want to rampage that a lot here. I almost want to make Dancer like a heavy reroll class in a way. Let's take the Dancer. We've chosen the Dancer twice and we've unlocked an item for it. Ballet shoes. So the Glacier could now still just have, you know, shields, 5, gain mana, 5. Yeah, I guess at this point that becomes kind of virtually indistinct from what we were previously doing. It's just a different class is kind of locked off. Right, Bones, Slate, and Troll King. Dancer with the ability to do 1 damage to everyone on the field. The fact that we could probably influence that to happen multiple times does definitely appeal. I think I would prefer you to continue rolling if possible. Yay! Getting some cantrip action here. Witch with the ability to weaken, definitely going to be very important. Alright. Let's try and set up a kill on that Bones on the top line. The thing that I think is the most unfortunate here is that I need to be able to do 3 damage to it, and the only way I can make an odd amount of damage right now is by using the Witch's Weaken, so it would have to be something like setting up these 2 attacks, and then doing the 1 hit. That said, this does then set up for the ability to kill the Slate. In that I can burst, and then have the Dancer do 1 damage AoE, and heck, I can even follow up with 1 more damage to the Troll King. Unfortunately, it would also be 1 more damage to myself, so I'm going to turn that down. Lose a little bit of mana there. We've very much simplified the board state, thankfully. Ooh, big weaken. In fact, it looks a lot like I'm going to be able to prevent basically all of the... I say basically all, I literally do mean all of the Troll King's damage this round. I can do that in a couple of different ways. Let's do it in the most effective way by just bolting them to death. Silk Cape. Copy the left side onto the middle and triple shuriken. Wow, you really don't want to give me things that dupe well. Like, I dug. I found these, but they both have their own negatives. We're up in the tier where things don't have to have negatives. Triple shuriken times 2 if this shares a keyword with a previously used dice this turn. I mean, obviously, all of the cantrips will share that. So against Silk Cape. Oh, wow. Actually, Silk Cape is literally just the ability for the twin to roll whatever they want. Yeah, I'm doing it. Eye mold at decayed all sides. I mean, it's fine right now, but in the future, -2 max stored mana for the max mana there. And random tier 1 curse. I'm gonna take the random tier 1 curse and small bonus. All tiny enemies, such as an archer, get +1 to the middle column. I'm very glad I took that. So twin, you do want that. So this is how the twin is going to resolve. You're going to have the 4 mana space, and then 3 of your sides that just gain 2 rerolls, and there's 2 of you on the field. It should be pretty much impossible to stop rolling if I wanted to just continue rolling. Should it? Hang on. So half the time, each of these is giving me back 2 rerolls. So 25% of the time I'm getting 4, 25% of the time I'm getting none. The rest of the time I'm getting 2. Yeah. Theoretically, after a certain point, this becomes limitless. Obviously, we would need to crest the start of that point. You know what? We're in it. We've reached that point. I could reroll forever if I wanted to. I'm just waiting on damage from the dancer. Oh boy. Well, we've built our infinite. I'm gonna tell you at this point, I'm not just gonna continually roll through this fight. Emphasis placed. Because I think we can opt, well, actually, hang on, this is the 57th, okay. And it's possible I go up against enemies who don't have, or have spikes or things like that. Actually, you know what? We can't finish this because the cantrip will eventually just hit the basilisk again and I won't be able to do any more damage. So we should just start locking down the best things we have access to here. That's fine. Pretty much everyone should have already decided what their best thing is and then started to try and find that exclusively. Dancer, I actually think you could use the rampage side very effectively this round. Oh no, you can't because the basilisk will destroy it immediately. Yes, that makes sense. Okay. Now, I can just kill the troll outright. Currently, we are letting one of the twins die. We don't need to let that happen. And I can still just kill the troll outright this turn. Was it the most efficient turn in the universe? No. Born out of the fact that I can do whatever I want, basically. The game will not stop me at this point. So, 2 slay. So it's the bones on the top line that was causing that problem. Okay, I'm comfy losing this twin. I don't need all of them. And I did not want to have to rewind that turn. 3 and bolts. Goodbye to the wisp. Veteran and Ghast. I mean, Veteran just got big non-boss. The Ghast? I mean, the Ghast loses the ability to get these giant mana decay sides. I'm gonna just take the Veteran. I think they're just fine. Just 4 damage sides. Something pretty basic there. But now what we do is Twisted Flax and Clay. So now the Dancer hits 3 damage on those cantrips. A little bit more max HP to the Veteran. Sure. And sure, a little bit more max HP again on top of that. So if I have this right, I should now just get to press this button. Well, I'll try and make it not squeak consistently. But I can just press this button until the enemies die. Sure, that demon will deal 6 damage to my Dancer when the Dancer finally strikes them for the time after next. But it's not enough to kill the Dancer. Dancer doesn't care. Moves on, continues killing the rest of them. This could take some time. Good work, Dancer. You managed to live. So it's basically a 1/3 chance every single time that the Dancer is going to deal 3 damage to a target. Hey, these targets are lining themselves up for 3 damage to be exactly the right way to take the meat out. perfect damage for one of them, and another, it's only one overkill for the Wiz in the backline. Also, this seems to be confirming that the targeting rules of the cantrip are still followed. So you cannot cantrip someone in the backline unless you have a ranged cantrip. That's something I'd gotten wrong before. Thank you to one of the commenters who'd set me straight. And I mean, look, I have to go all the way with this. No sense just stopping and bolting the enemy at this point. And if we're up against the dragon, it's entirely possible we just do this again. Zombie barrels and cores. Yeah, we just do that again. There's no reason not to. Poseidon's charm. Poseidon's charm! I mean, there's also egg basket, change all sides, +6 on the leftmost. I mean, look, that would be the ability to get so many cantrip rerolls. We don't need them. We already have effectively infinite. I'm gonna take the Poseidon's charm, and yeah, I'm gonna give cleave to the cantrips here that are going off from the dancer, and oh, let's go again. This'll make it a lot quicker. Oh, I'm so glad this has come together. Get him, dancer. I didn't even check if we were gonna have extra rerolls. I just assume at this point, which will be my downfall. Please. I swear I have cantrip damage sides. You can roll them, you don't need to be shy. Oh, come on. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Come on. Just 3 more times, that's all you need. It's a 1/3 chance every single time I hit this, I'm just saying. Looks like it probably could have happened by now. There we go. All right, dragon, please. Yes! Oh, there's no stopping the chain. Glacier, sure, we can take the artificer. Not that it is particularly relevant, as it is now just time to hit the reroll button. Ah, okay, I do get 2 extra rerolls there at the very... Okay, now we've got 6. I feel pretty comfortable that I'm never gonna run out. Finally. Like, I know I technically had infinites earlier on, but not ones that I actually decided to capitalize upon because they just did not match this kind of pace. This is an infinite that feels good. It doesn't feel like pulling teeth to do it. You just... I mean, if I was doing 1 damage apiece, it would. If I was doing 1 damage apiece, oh sorry, 3 damage apiece and still didn't have cleave, we would be getting closer to one that I might not want to persist with exclusively. But we are right in the sweet realm. I mean, sure, I could save mana on every other character. I mean, one thing I could do maybe is stop everyone except for just Twin Dancer and the other twin rolling here. Actually, yeah, that's definitely making this faster. I should have done that earlier. I love that eventually in a game I have to decide, okay, now how do I optimally spend my time when I have infinite resources and infinite damage? What is the fastest way to utilize this to kill an enemy? Good consideration to have to make. Ooh, damage 3 times in a row? They said it couldn't be done. Now, if only I managed to give it growth. Oh, baby. One of these days. the moment, we'll have to settle for the imminent 3 strikes from now, whereupon we will enter our 4th loop. Very, very keen to see the kinds of things that they try and bait us to take here. The end. We've beaten the dragon, we've gotten a thief, a brigand, a defender, an acolyte, and a cultist back in return. And we're being offered, replace the jeweled chalice with the infinite chalice. Each turn we get 1 mana. Every 4th turn, however, we get 2. I wonder if this means I get 3 mana on the 4th turn, because this one is happening every turn, and this one is happening only on the 4th turn. So we would assume that maybe they stack, but it's possible that it's, you know, the clauses are at the start of each turn get +1, but at the start of the 4th turn get 2. If this gives me 3 in a single turn, I feel like it's more impactful, obviously. But I guess the reading where it only gives me 2 on turn 4 makes it feel really, really unimpactful. Especially for 8, right? It's replacing the jeweled chalice that I already have. I guess it is extending the mana much longer through the fight, so that's what it's really doing here, right? It's giving me a large payoff for the mana on the 4th turn, and it's acknowledging that my fights will now take, on average, longer than 4 turns, and I wouldn't be getting a free mana from it every single turn anymore. Versus Survival Specialist, +1 to incoming healing, and +2 to empty max HP. I do like +1 to incoming healing and +2 to empty max HP. I specifically like it because we already have empty max HP on all of our characters that have more than 5 HP. So suddenly all of our healing classes become a lot more potent on turn 1. However, this is a decision that we have to make in the next episode. Until then, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slice and Dice. Series playlist is up in the top left, YouTube recommendation down below, streaming past on the names of the people who are generally supporting Republic on patreon.com/uptodelays at or above the thanked tier. And a special thanks this episode to Tristan. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.